Hi, y'all. Jamie here, 54-year-old proud woman from New Orleans, Louisiana. So, when I left you all yesterday, me and my friends had been terrorized by the Goblin Gang. If you don't know who the Goblin Gang are, please go back a couple of videos and it explains everything. Um, yes, Killer Kelly, Shantae, Marsha, the whole group was out on rampage and they were looking to rob the girls. We all left. We went to a big hotel downtown on Franklin Street called the Montague. The Montague was a rather imposing looking building. It was obviously built like early 1900s, I'd say turn of the century. Um, it was like 12 stories, which I'm sure when it was built was like a high rise in Houston back then, but it wasn't that tall comparatively in the 80s. Um, yeah, the Montague was $20 a night, $5 key deposit. So $25 to get a room there. And we all did. And because it was only $25, we all got individual rooms. Like, we didn't even, because there was only like a double bed in each room. So yeah, we didn't even share rooms. We all got our own individual rooms, like 10 of us that had been hiding in that apartment. It was crazy. And the hotel was kind of surprised too. And when we got to the hotel, y'all, catch fire to this. There was Charlie's Restaurant, same restaurant as on Westheimer Boulevard, but their sister location, and it's downtown. And it was a barbecue joint. Yeah, the other Charlie's was like American food, like all American food. This one was a barbecue joint, and it was delicious. They were so good. Anyway, so we all move in, and here's the other thing about the Montague. The Montague was very, very. It almost looked like American Horror Story Hotel, like those rooms. Um, Seriously, like the bathrooms had the little tiny black and white checker print, you know, the old turn of the century fixtures on the sinks and everything, and the old toilets. Like, it was clawfoot tubs. Yeah, it was very that. So anyway, we're all living there, and it was a main place for a lot of seamen. Sorry, that word makes me laugh. A lot of seamen to stay there, who would come into port. And guess what? They love the dolls. They love the dolls. And so all of us, when we wanted to make money, we could go and ride the elevator in the hotel, literally take the elevator down to Charlie's Barbecue or up to the top floor. Just ride it until someone came along. And inevitably, if you rode it for a little while, there would be some gentleman that would come along and you'd go to their room or they'd come to your room and the party would be on. So that was how we all survived for a little bit. You know, we started sneaking back down to Houston, but we would go directly to the Tea Garden, make our money, and come directly back. We did not mess around down there. And we stayed kind of away for a little while. Now, during this time, y'all, some time has passed. Like, I mean, I'm not recounting every single day of my life. So, you know, I turned 16 while I was living at the Montague. And one night, I was walking down the street on Westheimer. We had all gone back down to Westheimer, and it was finally kind of blown over, you know, and things were kind of getting back to normal, but we were still living at the Montague. And I'm walking down Westheimer with Tracy, and all of a sudden, it was 4 lanes of traffic, bumper to bumper traffic, like absolutely like a freeway. All of a sudden, this crazy boy darts out into the traffic and runs across 4 lanes of cars. And I'm looking at Tracy like, is he about to attack us? Like, I thought he was about to beat us. And he comes walking directly up to me when he gets across the street. And he drops to his knees. And he looked up at me. And he said, "You're the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And if you don't grant me a kiss on this spot, I will die right here." As corny as that sounds, oh my God, my little 16-year-old heart just went pitter-patter. And I went down to the tea garden. I gave him his kiss. I granted the kiss. And then I made arrangements to meet him later that night. And I went down to the tea garden to do what I needed to do. And when I got to the bar, the first thing I was telling all the girls there was, I just met my first husband. And then when I met up with him later that night, we went back to the Montague and we spent that whole night in each other's arms, doing what teenagers do best, and getting lost in each other. And come to find out, there was more to the story between me and Damon. We actually had met before and didn't realize it until we were talking that night. If you want to know how we knew each other from before, come back tomorrow, y'all. You know the routine. You know me, cliffhangers. All right. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in and watching as always. Thank you for the comments and the love, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.